The entire arena didn't even breathe correctly when this little 13-year-old Filipino girl slowly walked out to center stage of AGT. She wasn't dressed in something fancy. She wasn't styled like a high-production sponsored child. She looked like a simple neighborhood Manila kid who was still shocked she made it this far. She had that innocence that actually makes the entire energy of the room get quiet automatically. And the way she talked, there was no fake media-trained confidence. She talked with the softness of a kid who has seen more reality than her age deserved. Simon leaned forward not because of what she said, but because she said it with a type of emotional truth that adults usually forget how to say. She told them that her dad worked construction abroad, got badly injured, and hasn't been able to work the way he used to. She said she dances to carry the weight he can't lift anymore. The way she said that sentence didn't sound like a line from a movie. It sounded like a daily pain. It sounded like a kid who learned responsibility way too early. The judges didn't need emotional music to play yet. The story alone froze the entire room. The music started and immediately she transformed. Her body moved like poetry in motion. Her arms looked like floating ink in water. Her contemporary technique was shockingly advanced for 13. She mixed ballet, tutting, lyrical, floor work and emotional broken shapes. She didn't dance like someone who practiced in a studio every day. She danced like someone who danced in small alleyway pavement spaces, in small rooms, on cheap tile flooring in a tiny rented apartment, shaping her movement from pain not privilege. The audience realized instantly they were not just watching talent, they were watching a message being channeled through a kid. And Simon, he wasn't reacting like a judge anymore. His face was deeply moved, almost concerned. It was like someone just opened a private diary and converted pages into motion right in front of him. The arena phones were up. TikTok editors already got their legendary clip. You could literally feel the future virality happening as this performance was happening live. Halfway into her performance she slowly collapsed her body into the floor in a controlled slow descent motion so beautiful and painful at the same time it looked like time slowed down. She dragged her hand across the stage like she was trying to pull someone she loved back into life. People instantly understood without words, that was her father moment. And the entire arena experienced a shared emotional hit. This was not dancing for applause. This was dancing to rescue someone from emotional pain. Dance professionals watching from home would later say her transitions were too mature and too deeply choreographed to be normal for her age. She used pain like fuel. She used vulnerability like weapon. Her expressions were micro-acting layered inside movement language. It was something rare, something America doesn't get to see raw and unfiltered from a child. When she finished, the entire place exploded into the fastest standing ovation of the entire season. People jumped to their feet like instinct. No one needed to think. Everyone felt. And Simon, he was visibly holding back tears before he even spoke. He whispered, "Oh my God," under his breath. And that reaction became more iconic than any judge commentary. He slowly stood up last, with his eyes already wet, and when he spoke, his voice cracked. He told her that this right here is why this show was created. He said humanity needs art like this. He said she didn't dance for fame, she danced for purpose. He said this wasn't a routine. This was a message. And every person in that room silently already knew, this girl is golden buzzer destiny level. This was one of the rare AGT audition moments where the show stops being entertainment and becomes history being witnessed in real time. When Simon finally gathered himself enough to speak again, the girl couldn't hold it anymore. She started crying quietly, almost like she didn't want to disturb anyone with her emotions. Her lip was trembling but she was trying to behave like she was strong because she thought maybe being emotional would make her look weak. But this time, her vulnerability actually made her even stronger. America loves talent, but America loves heart more. And this moment was pure authentic raw heart. Simon told her that she just proved dance can be more powerful than lyrics. He said she didn't need big production, she didn't need lasers or backup dancers or dramatic effects. She only needed her story and her soul. He said the world has forgotten what pure empathy looks like, but she brought it back in 2 minutes without saying full sentences. He said she reminded everyone what humanity is supposed to feel like. She told Simon in that soft tiny voice that she just wanted her dad to know she can take the dream forward because he physically can't do it anymore. And when she said this sentence, you could see Simon literally get punched emotionally. He put his hand on his face and took a deep breath like he was genuinely processing human pain in real time. Judges don't act like that for cameras. This wasn't TV performance emotion. This was a man reacting like a father. Sophia put her hand on Simon's arm just to stabilize him because she could sense he wasn't acting, he was really fighting tears. Heidi said she never saw Simon react like this in all these years. The audience wasn't screaming like a hype crowd anymore. They were silent like a spiritual ceremony. When pure art happens, people get quiet because they respect it like something sacred. This moment becomes instantly internet iconic. This becomes one of those auditions people watch late night and cry alone quietly. This becomes the clip that circulates worldwide in every language subtitle. Filipinos in UAE, in Hong Kong domestic worker dorms, in South Korea small apartments, in Canada snow, in USA migrant neighborhoods, everyone sees their own pain inside this little girl. People across global internet start commenting, "I don't understand dance, but I feel this." She becomes cultural universal. She becomes global Filipino symbol of sacrifice and love. She becomes bigger than talent show rules. Then Simon slowly stood up again, this time with no judge posture, no armor, no TV show energy. He walked toward the front edge of the judging table and he said, softly, slowly, almost father-to-daughter voice, "Your dad is going to be so proud of you." The moment that sentence left his mouth, she broke. She covered her face and cried hard because nobody ever told her that on such a world-level stage. That sentence hit deeper than any trophy. Because that is all she ever wanted. Simon looked at the other judges, but they didn't need discussion. Everyone knew this was not a normal audition. This was golden buzzer destiny moment. Simon reached for the golden buzzer. And before he even pushed it, the audience already screamed because they knew this is one of those rare few episodes that will be replayed in AGT compilations for years. When he hit it, the golden confetti burst like magical rainstorm. It didn't feel like celebration. It felt like healing. She looked up through the falling gold pieces crying so hard she could barely breathe. This is the type of scene directors can't fake even if they tried. This is human cinema reality. Crew members backstage cried. Security guards cried. Parents in the audience cried like their own child just won. This is what goes viral because emotional truth is more powerful than shock factor talent. Simon wiped tears openly. People will clip that 1-second moment and make it part of reaction videos forever. The confetti felt like universal blessing falling from the sky. She knelt down and lifted her hands upward as if giving this victory back to her father. She didn't keep the moment for herself. She gave it away to the person she loves most. That choice makes her story immortal. The moment her golden buzzer performance aired, the internet exploded. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, all flooded with clips of her dancing, clips of Simon crying, clips of her tiny body telling a story bigger than most adults could tell in a lifetime. Filipino communities around the globe immediately claimed her as their own. In the Philippines, hashtags trended within minutes. Mothers shared the video with their daughters saying, "See what you can become if you believe." Dance studios in the United States posted breakdown videos analyzing her technique, but every professional commentary quickly shifted from technical praise to emotional awe. People who had never cared about dance suddenly found themselves watching her over and over, just feeling. Comment sections filled with tears, prayers, and hope. She was no longer just a contestant. She was a symbol. A tiny 13-year-old girl from Manila had become a representation of sacrifice, resilience, and love. News segments picked up her story. Clips aired on morning shows, national networks, and even international stations. Journalists highlighted her dedication, her family struggles, and the way she could channel pain into art. Interviews with her and her father showed how dance had become a bridge between them, a way for her to carry his dreams when his body could not. Online reaction videos, meme compilations, and heartfelt tributes began to circulate. She became the face of hope for children with limited resources, for parents working abroad, for anyone who felt powerless yet wanted to make a mark. It wasn't just about talent anymore, it was about the story that moved the world, proving that the smallest bodies can hold the largest hearts. This kind of virality doesn't fade quickly. Social media algorithms fed her clips non-stop. Influencers shared reaction videos, comparing her emotional storytelling to professional adult dancers, leaving viewers astonished that someone so young could be so sophisticated, so expressive. Her story transcended boundaries of culture, language, and age. By the end of the week, she wasn't just trending, she was an international phenomenon. And through it all, she remained humble, her focus entirely on her father and the power of dance to communicate what words could not. The weeks that followed changed the dynamic of the entire AGT competition. Contestants backstage whispered about her presence, realizing that talent alone would no longer be enough. Her story forced everyone to dig deeper, to perform not just with skill, but with soul. She raised the emotional standard of the show, making judges and producers reconsider the way they evaluate performances. Every audition afterward seemed to carry a bit of her influence. Contestants tried to tell a story, to convey emotion, to dance with intention. She had created a ripple effect that reshaped the season. Simon's relationship with her shifted too. He became protective, treating her like a rare discovery, a treasure of both talent and heart. He offered advice, encouragement, and even personal mentorship, acknowledging that her journey was bigger than just a reality show. Audiences watched as she grew in confidence, yet never lost the vulnerability that had captured everyone's attention in her first performance. She became a finalist lock, not simply because of skill, but because her mission was so clear and her authenticity undeniable. By the time the finale approached, the world already knew her story. Clips of her first audition were replayed for millions. News articles recapped her journey from Manila to the AGT stage. Social media celebrated her perseverance and devotion to her father. She had transformed from a hopeful contestant into a global symbol of determination, artistry, and empathy. Every move she made on stage carried weight, every step told a story, and every glance connected to viewers around the world. She was no longer performing for fame or recognition. She was dancing to repay her father's sacrifice, to honor her roots, and to show the world that even when life's circumstances are heavy, art can lift the human spirit. By the finale, it was clear, she hadn't just won a golden buzzer, she had redefined what it means to perform with heart, and in doing so, she had permanently rewritten the legacy of America's Got Talent.